Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. I'm on the wrong place. I'm on the wrong screen. Hi. It's showtime, was what I was trying to say, and pretty much failing to say. Hi, guys. Back with Blueprints, one last day. Day 24, in-game. But tomorrow we have the new season for Last Epoch, and that'll be taking priority. I'll probably continue to play this off-stream some. To see if I can get to the finish, the conclusion, the epic ending. Day 24. I have enjoyed this game, but it is certainly an odd bird. Oh, look, birds! Ha ha ha! Didn't even intend that. What do we got? The shrine, I don't have any money. The hovel. The root cellar. More likely to contain dig spots. Let's go with the root cellar, because why not? We have multiple dig spots in here. What we do not have, sadly, is the shovel. Not yet, anyway. Search contents. Author and illustrator whose fanciful stories name. Last seen in Friday getting into a carriage. No sign has been found yet. I don't specifically recall that. Good evening to those who have joined me. I did forget to grab my cash, which is fine. I'm going to go ahead and sprint over and take a browse and see if anything has changed at the other end of the outdoors. I don't think so, but I do want to poke around a bit before I head into the house proper. I would be surprised if there were any new developments. But I feel I should check. It's going to use up, a fair chunk of my steps, but I think I ought to poke around a bit, just to make sure. That. I haven't been out here for quite some time, so I have no idea if the sundial does anything. I'll lose a couple more steps getting back to Central Hall, but I'll do so with the knowledge that I have poked around a bit. I'll find that comforting. Somewhat. And because we're going in with a little bit fewer steps than usual, I will be a little bit more either cautious or aggressive depending on how things are looking. I think we're at 4 allowance now. 5 allowance, I'm rich. Corridor, the bedroom, the closet. Corridor. Security seems like a good choice to me. Cost me a gem. Worth it. All right. Key card. Well, we won't be going through that door anytime soon. Have the key card, so I'm going to set it for low so that we get fewer of them. I can always come back and reset it if need be. Offline mode unlocked. keycard system. The login to network won't get us anywhere because none of the rest of the computers are on. Spare room, storeroom, or bedroom? You know, the storeroom to get myself some supplies of stuff. Lots of dirt around. Use that shovel. I don't have, well, I don't want to use up all my gems for the ballroom. Pantry or breaker box? Breaker box. Because we can turn the keycard entry system off and now get through. I should also now turn the keycard entry system back up to high security, so there'll be more of them because I don't need the keycard anymore. We want to turn the gymnasium off, leave the darkroom on, and turn the garage. I'm going to go back to the security room, burning through more footsies, I know, and turn it back to high because the keycards will now default to opening when they're powered off. Power them off. We want to turn it back to high level security so we get more free door openings. There we go. And now this door will be open, despite the fact we have no keycard. It's like magic. The chapel, I think it's got to be. Well, we could go with the funeral parlor. It just doesn't seem to be a good use. We're going to go with chapel, even though it's going to cost us gold. Yeah, I know. Got dirt everywhere. We could really use the shovel. Let's see. The bedroom isn't bad. The mailroom would be. My package has been delivered. The billiard room. We are low on footsies, so we're going to go with the bedroom because we're going to be going back in here, and therefore that's going to offset some of our footsies. Spare room or mail room? Mailroom. Let's see what the package is. Basically, it should be a bunch of miscellaneous stuff: some coins, some keys, some gems, maybe something. One amateur lockpick kit and the brass compass. Anything else? Cinca. That's the company that our great uncle was in charge of. You know, before he kicked the bucket and potentially left us this house. There's our 2 back, so we're going here. And now this is going to cost, isn't it? Yes, but at least we can continue in this direction. The passageway would cost 2, the pantry 1. We're going to go passageway. The 4-way is so valuable. Oh, look. Burn. Courtyard. Those both require gems, so I guess it's the dark room, huh? Okay, the dark room's going to burn out. This is fine. We are a bit low on footsies, but we can go back to the security, losing 2 more gold in the process. Crap. All the way back to the utility closet. That's really gonna hurt, but I've come this far, so gotta go the rest of the way. Oh, got another one. Oh, the pain. Dark room's back on. I hope there's something good in there. Otherwise, we wasted like 8 steps, 8 footsies, and we're running out. Our footsies are running out, and our gold is running out too. I have been very spend-thrifty with my stuff here. Check and see if there are any new pictures. I don't think there ever are. There is no item, because that's always like right there. Well, not always. We do have a broken lever. Could prove useful. And no new pictures. Oh. It's locked. We'll try to use the lockpick. It worked. The observatory requires a gem. Garage requires a gem. Care to guess what I don't have? The answer is gems. Hey, Vorp. How you doing? Dirt everywhere, and me with no damned shovel. It's locked. Try the lockpick. Didn't work. Dining room, secret passage of the spare room. The dining room connects me up to the foundation, which I would like. The usual being tired. Got a 4-day weekend. Well, that'll help. Well, I expect you to catch up on your sleep tomorrow, then. Last Epoch tomorrow, don't forget. Oh, come on. You could at least pretend that you're going to actually get. What time does it launch? I don't know. We have the commissary, a bunk room, and a pantry. Commissary is bad. I can't do it because I don't have gems. How about the pantry? I'll give us a few footsies. 3 for an orange? 5 for an orange? 5 for an orange! That helps. And 4 gold. I'm kind of expecting this door is going to be locked. Not that for a fact, but I'm kind of expecting. No. Funeral parlor. We have 2... we can get 3 gems. As long as we don't screw up the puzzle. I have missed the puzzle only once out of like 20 odd tries, so my odds are good, but it's by no means a gimme. One of these boxes has a truth on the top, one has a falsehood. The other one can go either way. A box next to this box contains the gems. This one's blank. A box next to this box displays a false statement. The box next to this has no statement, so it is not false. Therefore, this one is false, and this one is true. Therefore, the box next to this one contains the gems. Give me my 3 gems. It's just logic, guys. Across and the west wing hallway. So we'll try that. Let's see. Closet. No, we don't want a dead end when we don't have to have a dead end. I'm going to go with the courtyard. It is the metal detector / something else, I think. No, I think it's just the metal detector. Okay. Once again, because we have turned off the power, keycard doors do not frighten us. Spare room, I think, is what we want, because that will allow us to get to rank 8 in the map, which will give us at least 20 footsies from the dining. unless it's locked. Oh, but we kicked the lock's ass. Rumpus Room's going to have a lot of gold in it. Either way, it's going to use a gem, unless we choose Den, which we could do. Which will give us a gem. Yeah, I think so. Dinner is served. That was the little chime. So that when we re-enter the dining room, we will have a meal worth 20 or 30 footsies waiting for us. It'll be delicious. Probably locked. Lockpick kit not sufficient for that one. Lockpick kit sufficient for that one. Let's see. We have another safe in here. Let me see if I can have any more dates that I can try. 12/13, 11/28. I think those are the only two I can try. Yes. So 12/13 and 11/28. 12/13 and 11/28. Probably not. Public trying. Nope. And clear. 11/28. Worth trying. Locked? Locked. Lockpick? It worked again. My lockpick is just kicking ass. And possibly taking names. The billiard room. That'll have 2 keys, probably. Or a silver key or the card key. Card key doesn't do me any good because I don't need it. Gym? Cost 2 footsies. Commissary. Huh. Billiard room, I think. Nothing over here. The puzzle awaits. So, plus 17. 3. Order of times 5. Sorry. They changed the order of operations on us, so I had to reprocess. Times 5 is 15, minus 13 is 2. 9 times 5 is 45, minus 20. It's 25 minus 15 is 10. 4 plus 1 is 5. Times 1 is 5, times 4 is 20. Minus 4 is 16, minus 1 is 15. It's the key card, which is less useful for me because I already have all the key card doors unlocked. That was the worst of all of the available options, sadly. Let's see, we're heading back to the dining room where we will get our 20 or 30 more footsies. Not yet. Sorry, my bad. Nope. The fact that I got the key card instead of useful keys is painful. We haven't been in the foundation yet. We can step into there and then into the dining room. We have any... I haven't heard anything. And we haven't heard a peep out of the metal detector yet. All right. Dinner is served. A roast chicken, perhaps? Maybe stuffed wild quail. I did not have the trophy room. I've never seen the trophy room. We're going to eat it for 20 plus. Oh, by the way, it's a local Mount Holly delicacy served atop plum aigredu. I don't know what that is. And most of the time, Cuisinary stuff. I do. With roasted potatoes, bacon lardons, and wild chives. Well, nothing with bacon lardons is bad. I will eat my dinner. At that one door, the pick didn't work. Yeah, well, yeah. No, the pick often doesn't work. The further north you are, the less likely it is to work. So a couple of times that the lockpick worked was a shock, in that most of the time I was further north that you basically never have a chance to lockpick. Lockpicking works on all of the early locks that you run into. Okay, so we went into the dining room. Our doors that we have left, meaning you could have gone for the room with the keys, but it was a key card anyway. Yeah, well, I went for the room that almost always has keys. It just didn't. We need to loop around back into the chapel, giving up another gold. No, not yet. Yeah, the passageway first. Okay. We have two open doors still available. Or two usable doors. This one has the card key. I have the card key now, but I've already disabled all the locks after setting them to be unlock on power out. This is not optimal. We are going to have our choice between 3 different dead ends. It's got to be the closet, because I might get something useful out of there. The other things have nothing immediately useful. I have the sledgehammer, which is only useful for busting open the locks on chests. There aren't any. I haven't seen a single one here yet. So we're all the way back to the entrance hall, where our last door awaits us. Yes, steal more of my money, you punks. One door is left. This will could be very quickly a not very profitable day. The workshop, bunk room, kitchen. Only one of those that, 2 of them don't lead to an end. The bunk room would be a dead end and we'd be done, so we'll go with the workshop. We'll see if we can combine our rather meager holdings into something useful. We are getting a ticking. Thought we were getting a ticking. Yes, we are. We have the power supply, battery pack thing, but I doubt I have the parts to make anything. We'll find out. The lockpick. Plus the metal detector makes something. How about the compass? Compass and the battery pack make something. Well, I'm probably making 2 things then. The sledgehammer and the battery pack make something. And the broken lever. Wow, okay, I have so many options. Say what? Might be the broken lever, the sledgehammer, and the battery pack. Electrified sledgehammer is the only option in case of zombies. That's actually a pretty good call. Hey, Sanagal, how you doing? So, the lockpick worked with something, didn't it? The metal detector. Okay. A pick sound amplifier that increases the odds that you can pick the lock. I have had that one once before. I have made that one before. There it is. It looks just like a lockpick, doesn't it? I mean, look, there's the little narrow thing that goes in, and then there's the rest of it. I'm sure it works just fine. We'll see if we still have the makings of anything else. The compass and the battery pack. Sure, why not? Compass and battery pack makes an electromagnet. Oh, I definitely want an electromagnet. I have no idea what it's good for. You're more likely to draw mechanical rooms while drafting. Automatically collect coins and keys when entering a room. That's not a huge upgrade, I have to say. I don't. The sledgehammer and the broken lever, I think, require one more thing. Yeah, they do. I don't remember what it was. But hey, I made 2 new things. So I've had a fruitful day, in that my day has been full of fruit. Actually, not really. Hi, Kimmo. Welcome. Good evening. What's up? Great big nada. 00. Okay, we're not dead yet. We have another door. I'll always draw a library while drafting in this room. And that is a key. Automatically picked up the key. All right, the library is an offset dead end. The bunk room is a dead end. The boiler room is not. This is the first time I've had the boiler room in a long time. The boiler room is, in and of itself, kind of a puzzle. In that to get access to that door, you've got to play around with the 3 boilers in the room and so on. But also, it can send power to other rooms. But I haven't had it for so long. I don't remember what any of those rooms were. I've seen one, I think, maybe 2, that required power. The boiler room. This is going to be a dead end. The weight room would be ideal because we're not going in there anyway. Because we'd lose half of our footsies. Oh, just opening it up costs half. Oh, that's bullshit. I didn't know that. That's just fucking bullshit. Pardon my French, but it's fucking bullshit. I knew if you went in, it cost half. Jesus. I would like to complain. I would like to register a full complaint. Alright, so this boiler is on, and this allows us to rotate it. Is that opening the... No, that's not. That gets that thing rolling. And today you got fuck all loop, but learned a valuable lesson, so we're winning. No, we did not learn a valuable lesson. We're losing. We're just losing in a different fashion, that's all. Did that activate the... No, it did not activate the elevator. Maybe this one? There we go. So there are 3 boilers in this room and a bunch of different rotating switches to determine which way the steam goes. Yes, there is a glowy thing on the floor. Which were you referring to? That? Or that? That's just an indicator that the power was there, and that's what caused the walkway to extend. You can switch these and these and these to alter the way the steam goes. It's kind of a clever puzzle, actually. If you get all of the stuff to go the right way, it comes up here. If you get all 3 of these lights lit, you can then activate it and send power left, straight, or right to a room that requires it that's lined up correctly. The puzzles in this game are not incredibly hard, but they're pretty damned clever. Okay, this gets us a dead end, or a dead end. Well, Boudoir gets us a couple of rerolls. We've got only 13 steps. I don't think we can get anywhere. But I'm going to try the bedroom. I'm not sure we actually get any footsies from this because we haven't activated the nursery. But I have to try it. If it doesn't work, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll at least be able to open up the den. Look at you, always wanting to go to the boudoir. Well, what can I say? I'm like a regular Don Juan. The ladies don't want to have anything to do with me. Oh, there's the re-rolls. Not sure I even quite can get there from here. Let's see. All right, boiler room. You want to bear to the right? Not that way. We are in the workshop. Oh, it doesn't matter in this case. I think we run out of footsies before we get anywhere interesting. The ladies always want you to go away. Well, that's because they feel lessened by your glory. How was that? That was some quality sucking up right there. I don't think we're getting anywhere interesting here. No, we're going to run out of poop, if you'll pardon the old man expression, right about now. I do tell some pretty lies. So we have called it a day. That was my least productive day in a long time. And you were there to see it. I tell you lies, tell you sweet little lies. Prosaic Villa, 27 rooms, did reach rank 9, which doesn't happen very often. Nothing new was found, sadly. Save and continue. How about another day then? And here we are. Day 25. So, my excursion yesterday, logically, to check the eastern side of the estate didn't cost me anything. Most likely. It was like 4 or 6 steps. Let's see what awaits us over here. I didn't pick up my allowance again. That's dumb. Trading post, tool shed, or shelter. I will take the tool shed. As I get the wacky stick, the sledgehammer, and the lockpick kit. Anything else? Anything else? Looks like there are a whole lot of other things I could take. You would think a hacksaw, or maybe a pliers or something, a screwdriver. Those might be useful, but evidently. Note to self, lens. In the future, pick up your allowance first. Alright, I have 5 gold because I'm special and I deserve it. The pantry, the spare room, or the dining room. I don't want the dining room here because I have to get all the way up to rank 8 to use it. So that means it would be a long walk back. I will take the spare room, and that'll get us access to the corner room. So, we have the billiard room, the storeroom, or the closet. I'm going with the billiard room, and the puzzle therein. There are coins on the bar. 5 of them, I think. I'm rich, guys. I'm off to Vegas. All right. +1. 8 plus 7 is 15. Minus 14 is 1. Times 12 is 12. Right. 8 divided by 8 is 1 times 20 is 20 minus 8 is 12. I have been raided by Cutting Class with a party of 16. Thank you very, very much for the raid. Welcome, everybody. I'm Lens. Well, magnifying lens. Please just call me Lens. Thanks for the raid. Hi, guys. I don't get raided very often. Pardon me if my social niceties are a bit lacking upon getting raided, but thank you. No reason to be dreadfully sorry. You're welcome. I am working on day 24 of Blueprints. Hard to describe how much progress I've made. It doesn't describe in a linear fashion. It is a very, very different game. It is a rare game that I really enjoy, but I would have to really know somebody before I could recommend it. Because for most people, I could see this, they would play for 3 hours and they'd go, is that it? It's so slow and uninvolving. And I could see that for a lot of people. I have some friends who I would easily recommend it to because they enjoy the kind of unusual puzzle-based narrative gameplay. And you got to be a bit old school to be taking notes on a game these days. Yes, if someone likes a board game, you'd recommend it. That is one of the things that another friend of mine said. He finished the game a couple of days ago. I have no idea if he did well or poorly. It took him 45 in-game days, but he got it solved. I don't think it matters how long it takes. I think if you get to the end, that's just a win. I have enjoyed it, but it is a very peculiar game. And I'm in the middle of finishing out the dartboard puzzle right now. So I will continue. Please, everyone, make yourselves at home and enjoy. 20 times 1. Thank you very, very much. Spawned out. I have a spiel I give when someone follows. Welcome to my humble little stream of misfunction, malfunction, dysfunction, and frequently complete and total unfunction. You're most welcome indeed, and thank you very, very much for the follow. Too kind. And now I will proceed to screw up the math. 20 divided by 1 is 20, minus 18 is 2, divided by 1 is 2. I didn't screw up the math. We get a silver key. A very bad man? Well, he'll be right at home. I'm a very bad streamer. And there are other people around here who are not particularly the best people. All the worst people hang out here. So we are on day 25 and just starting up. I had a dreadful day 24. Okay, pantry, little gold, unlock, or the breaker box. You're the best at being the worst for sure, Kimmo? Well, I don't know about the best. You're pretty good at being bad, and also pretty bad at being good. Works out pretty well for you, though. I think I'm going to go with the breaker box. Okay, gymnasium is off. Dark room is on. Garage is on. Keycard sentry entry system. I don't have the keycard, do I? I'm going to turn it off. Oh, I'm a legend in my own mind, that's for sure. I do not have the key card. Wait, or did you misspell it and not put the space in there, and you're saying that I'm a leg end? I'm a foot. I don't know what that would mean. But yeah, I guess I could be a foot. Tabbed back in. I thought that was a whole ton of bots. Yeah, raiders. It happens. Vorpine is my mod. One and only. Let's see what we've got. Hallway. 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 I know I should save those for later, but what can I say right now? I'm saying to heck with it. Reading nook. Always draw the library or the pantry. I think a key would probably be welcome. And one of the options here will be the library. Library's okay. Funeral parlor, no, not till I get more red rooms, thank you. Of these options, I think we go with the library. Ooh, food! Om-noms! More footsies. 2 footsies for an apple, I think? Yeah, 2 footsies. Let's see if I can give you guys a quick summary of my game to date. I have 21 hours and 40 minutes in it, 25 days, not real world. My longest day was 2.5 hours. Average day, almost an hour. Another dream you're regular in, you were stream you were regular in, or possibly a dream you're regularly in. You were mistakenly chat banned as a first-time chatter because they misread it, so now I'm called the resident bot in their channel, so I know what it's like. Hey, how was I to know? It's not my channel. He's talking about it. Steps taken, 1,714, 104 keys, 154 gems, 178 gold. My allowance is up to 5. I'm off to Vegas. 14 stars, 619, 67 bedrooms, 83 hallways, green rooms, 37 shops, red rooms, 93, the billiard room, the puzzles. I missed 2 of the dartboard puzzles early on while I wasn't understanding it. So that's those 2. I missed 1 of the logic boxes puzzles just because I missed it. 4 upgrade discs. Just checking to see if I've missed in November 5th. That's another date for the potential 11.5 for the potential safes. My first item check was a metal detector. My top 3 checked items are metal detector, shovel, and coin purse. Den seems to be my favorite, followed by the spare room in the corridor. I've paid for the passageways, the drawing room, and the observatory, and most time spent in the entrance hall. Well, that's not surprising. The billiard room and security. Not surprising, really. I've made the electromagnet, the detector shovel, which I think is probably my favorite name, the jackhammer, and the pick sound amplifier. I don't know what goes there. Please, no spoilers, just to be safe. Maybe one day I will actually take the locksmith. I've avoided the locksmith, the vault, and the foyer. I don't even remember having seen the foyer. I reached 2nd grade. That's better than I did in real life. They keep a record, cool. Yeah, they do so many little things really nicely. My admiration for the dev team is significant. I almost forgot to get a book. I've gotten those 3. I'm going to continue to just go right up the list. All right, we head over here. The freezer freezes my account. It's a bit too early for that. I don't have the 3 gems to get to the rotunda, although I myself am somewhat of a rotunda. And the secret passage leads to a room of my choice, my color of my choice. And that will connect up. Oof, that's not awesome. Because we've got the entrance hall door is the only door we've got left. So I'm going to take the freezer. Even though it's going to freeze all of my accounts. It's all frozen, guys. I have nothing. I'm broke. I'm busted flat in Baton Rouge, waiting for a train. That's an old guy music reference. Alright, we're down to one door. We could have the fastest game ever. I don't have any rerolls. Wow. Dead end, dead end. Not quite a dead end. We're not dead yet. Dead end. Not a dead end. Not a dead end. Okay, let's see. I don't have gems. It's the den, which will give me a gem. Nothing else. Looking around. Don't see anything else. Which way do we want to go? Let's go that way. Dead end. Not a dead end. Dead end. That's pretty easy. They're making the decisions for me also. 2 more footsies. Huh. Do I have 4 gold or not? I know it froze my assets. My assumption is I don't actually have the 4 gold that I just picked up. Nor do they go into the freezer, which is kind of a rip. On the other hand, we can now get the chapel and not worry about losing the money we don't have. Yes, so the 4 did not go in. Good to know. It's locked. Let's try the lockpick kit. Yay, it worked. On the negative side, dead end, or the funeral parlor. The funeral parlor will give me gems. You know what I don't want? Gems, because I can't have gems. This is why we can't have nice things. The closet. Gem that does nothing for me, but at least I have the sleeping mask, which increases the amount of footsies you get when you go into a bedroom. So, the dark room. We can make our way back to the utility closet and turn on those lights. The dining room, it's not a bad place for it. Or the commissary, but we have no gems. That is going to be a problem. I'm going to go with the dark room. I'm going to blow out the lights and head back to the utility closet. See if there's anything in there worthwhile. Because right now, footsies are not our need. We don't need more footsies. We're running out of time. Running out of doors. Alright. Throw the dark room breaker back on. Make sure I'm going the right way. Alright, lights on. We have the power pack. The battery pack, I guess. Checking to see if there are any new pictures. No. Answer seems to be no. Answer is no. How about we check this? Entered this room, gain 2 footsies. Plus 5. We would get 7 footsies. This would only get us gems but also an open door to the east. Alright, we can't screw this up or we lose all 30 of our footsies and our day comes to an abrupt end. Okay, this box is empty. A box with a false statement is empty. There are 2 false statements. Okay, a box with a false statement is empty. Let's start with this. Let's assume this is true. There are 2 false statements. That means this is false. This box has the things. And this is false. A box with a false statement is empty. That would be true, because this one would be empty. Therefore, this cannot be true. One of these is true. A box is empty, or a box with a false statement is empty. This is false. This is empty, I think. Rewind, start over. There are 2 false statements. This box is empty. That's a false statement. Then that has gems. A box with a false statement is empty. If this is true, then this has to be false. Wow. Okay, I'm having problems with this one. There are 2 false statements. If that's true, box with a false statement is empty. A box with a false statement is empty. This box is empty. So if that's true, okay, right. Well, my brain. Most of the time I have these like that. This box is empty. Probably true. A box with a false statement is empty. That is also probably true. There are 2 false statements. That cannot be true if either of the other 2 is true. I'm starting over again. If this is true, these are both false. This box is empty would be false. A box with a false statement is false. Wow, my brain is just... A box with a false statement is true. Let's assume this one is true. Okay? This box is empty. That doesn't necessarily mean that's false. A box with a false statement is empty. There are 2 false statements. If that's true, then this is... true, then that one could be. Now, one can't be true under any circumstances if that one is true. Right. If that one is true, this box is empty. That could be true. I think this one is true. If it's true, these are both lies. That one would imply that this has the gems. If this is false, a box with a false statement is empty. That would be true. No. There are 2 false statements. A box with a false statement is empty. These 2 are mutually exclusive? 2 false statements. If this is false, a box with a false statement is empty. True, true, false. No. True, false, false. Box with a false statement is empty. No. These 2 are mutually exclusive. If there are 2 false statements, then at least one of these is true. So this one is definitely false. Right? If that's false, then there's only one false statement. Wow, my brain. Honest, guys, you saw the book. The book said I've only failed one of these. There are two false statements. That's false. Then we have no useful information so far. Box with a false statement is empty. This is empty. These two are mutually exclusive. Box with true. If this is true, box with a false statement. There are two false statements. Blue one is false. It can't be empty. Right. If my gems are frozen? Yeah, because I want to be able to go through the door. Oh, I don't have to do anything with the locks. You're absolutely right. Thank you. That allows me to cheat. That's much better. Cheating is way better. I can't pick this door. Fine. I'm going to use the key. We need to know? Well, that'll come up real soon when I fail. I'll make sure I fail in exactly the right way. I have turned off the power, so the gym is now free to go through. I'm going to leave you guys hanging. For now, don't worry. Dining room. Coat check. That's coat check, not goat check. Unfollowed and reported. It's probably the smartest thing you've done today. Bedroom will get me footsies and access to that room. East Wing Hall gets me access to 2 more rooms, although at least one of them is likely to be locked. We don't have access to gems, so... Because we don't have access to gems, we're not going to make it too terribly far. This one's probably going to be locked. I do have a special key, and I do have the lockpick. Lockpick's good enough. The commissary items, I can't spend anything. Coat check. Check and retrieve. This day is probably a bit messed up, so I'm going to check an item. Bing! I will check an item. Let's see. I'm going to check the battery pack. Alright, that's just a dead end no matter what we do with it. Don't have gems. It's going to be the bedroom. We have the sleeping mask, I think. So we should get 7 footsies. 2 and then 5. Yep. And a reroll die. Nice. Does that allow... Yes. Well, no, it doesn't allow me to keep it. It allows me the next time I find the room to check it out. I can check it back out the next time I find the room. I don't know. That I have questioned about what the finger pointing down means. And if it has a meaning, I don't know what it is. There's another, in other rooms, there's a little statue of it pointing sideways. So, does it mean something? That's the thing about one of the things about the game is you can never quite be sure what's relevant and what is just, a little unspecified detail. The number 10. Okay, the pictures are like here. We have stag and stage. Those spoilers coming. You'll note the difference between a stag and a stage is the letter E, which means that this room 4 over and 6 up, has the letter E. There's a message in the map. Spoilers! Sorry! Oh, I can't open this one. Sure. Silver key. Sure. Why not? Why the hell not? Weight room. That's losing half of my footsies. I don't like that. The Great Hall. The Great Hall is great if you have like a dozen keys. Otherwise, not so much. I don't want to lose the footsies. I don't want to lose half of my footsies, even though I didn't go in. That's like the first thing in the game I think that's really genuinely pissed me off. All right, we have dirt piles, but we don't have the shovel, so we can't dig up the dirt piles. The garage, the boudoir. Well, we can't go into the garage, but we can go into the boudoir. And I gotta tell you, these shoes are rough on the feet, man. Ugh. We have two, count them, two room rerolls. And another safe. Now, I've tried all the previous ones we had, so I do have one new combo to try. Nope. Wait, I thought I heard a click. I did hear... No, I did not hear a click. Okay. No, I was hearing things. Interesting. That's actually a really good point. But the only combination I've made work so far was one that was written out as 11-28. So that probably means, for the reason you just said, that anything that's an actual date where it's written out, like November 5th, is probably not a date I'm looking for. I'm looking for one where it's actually written out as month number, day number. So that was actually quite helpful. For realsies. This is going to be the workshop. Perhaps we can make something work in the workroom, in the workshop. We have the handle again. The broken lever. Sorry. I think the sledgehammer, the lever, and something else make an item, but I don't remember what. I don't have the third piece, so I don't think we're going to make anything this trip. Nope. Probably locked. Not pickable. Okay, back to the foundation. Isaac Asimov would be proud. Old guy science fiction reference. By the way, that takes us down to the basement. Why not? I'll show you guys the basement. There was something I needed to poke at down there anyway. So first of all, you had to find the gear to lower the elevator there in the foundation so that you could get in here. Then you needed a special key to open this door. This is the basement. Or is it? There's a couple of 3 puzzles in here. Now there's supposed to be something hidden along the northern wall here, but I can't find it. One of the puzzles leads you to that button, which opens a secret door, which leads down here. Which leads you to an enormous cogwheel of a room that I futzed around in, and there's nothing I can do here yet any further. There is a pump room, which occasionally shows up. At some point, I will have to get the pump room active and probably powered by the boiler to lower the reservoir water. And this, I can't move yet. My expectation is it's got to be moved from the other side, or something like that. Now I'm checking here because there's supposed to be a hidden floor plan. According to one of the maps that I have seen here, along the northern edge of this part of the basement. But if so, it's supposed to be buried. I haven't been able to find it. Also, there is what appears to be an obviously hidden door back here that I can't open. This thing. Now, my question is, for instance, is this piece of thing on the wall required to open that? I have no idea, because sometimes in the rooms they just have, miscellaneous ornamentational stuff that's meant to look like a house, pipes sticking out and stuff. Are they all functional? No. Are some of them functional? Yep. Some of them are vital. So, this is the basement. And the entire thing about the game is it starts out with just the house. But the house keeps kind of growing over time. It's what makes the game interesting. It's like an ogre. Which is like an onion. Because it's got layers. Alright, we have the southern door, and I think one other door still live. 2 other doors still live, so we've got 25 footsies, 3 doors. Commissary we can't get into, so we have a choice. The storeroom, which we can get a key out of, the other 2 things being frozen, or the lavatory, to get the lavatory, I guess, out of the rotation, but we'll go with the storeroom because we get a key. I'll pick up the gold, does nothing. Pick up the key, that's a key, and the gem, also does nothing. Okay, we now head back east, and then right. Now, all of these doors are locked. And you can always know where these 2 doors are. One lock. But where on the 2 walls where you have 3 doors, only one of them actually leads on. The other ones lead to smaller little mini rooms that might have something in them, but they take a key regardless. All right, into the gymnasium. We're not going to get the food. We're going to be hungry tonight. No din-din, I expect. The funeral parlor. Don't worry, we can come back to it. We have 2 doors left. We have 1 door after this left. The conference room, furnace, or lab. It's going to have to be the conference room. I mean, I could have re-rolled, but the conference room goes through. We have a message. The message is a lie. It's locked. Fortunately, my kung fu is mighty. We'll go with the West Wing Hall, as that's going to give us 2 more doors. The lockpick will work, can work. The further south you are in the house, the more likely the lockpick is to work. Alright, so this is a dead end or a dead end. Would we rather have 3 gems or counting it as 2 bedrooms? At least this is going to give us like 12 more footsies. I guess 10 more. And nanners, which are like 3 each? Yeah. and Gerald the Gerbil. As always, I have to make the disclaimer. I do not know that Gerald is a gerbil. Might just be a mouse. Might be some other kind of rodent like a micro capybara. I don't know. But I call him Gerald the Gerbil. Nothing else over here. Nice Atari 2600 knockoff. Maid's chamber, the guest bedroom. Maid's chamber. We're less likely to find any more objects, but given the fact that this is going to be our last room, then we're going to go back to the funeral parlor and we're going to get the guest room. Okay? Anything else just laying around? No? No? We could actually have one more room. We will not have one more. A package will be delivered here the day after drafting this room. I will draft this room and place an order for a package. The next time this room pops up, I get some goodies. But that is... I missed the workshop. It's because I'm bad at things. I'm bad at this game. I'm bad at thinking. Was that locked? Might have been locked. I mean, there's no harm in my running back in case I didn't actually forget. Or in case I did actually, I should say, forget. Darkroom, funeral parlor. I think the workshop was locked, but yeah, it's worth checking. I've got the footsies, so... The lockpick in the Great Hall. That's actually worthwhile trying too. Yes, thank you. Very good idea. This door is locked. Still seems too difficult to pick, so it knows I've tried. Which is both amusing and disheartening, as the game is now officially mocking me. Which is understandable, really. I am so eminently mockable. So, this is locked. Lockpick. Locked. Lockpick. Oh, come on, guys. Seriously? Come on. Don't be like this. It's like that. That was really, really smart idea, though. Thank you. Okay, we're going to. I'm going to give the college try at another of the. Even though we won't actually get gems from it, I have the key. Okay, we're going to start again. This box is empty. That's probably true. 2/3 of the time, that's going to be true. A box with a false statement is empty. In which case, if this is true, this would be empty. No, this would be full. No, neither of those hold true. Anyway, if this is true, it's empty. There are 2 false statements. If that's true, this is false, and it's full. And this is false, where a false statement, box with a false statement is empty. If this one is false, and it has the stones, and this says a box with a false statement is empty, this one would have to be empty. So this one would have to be false. There are 2 false statements. That cannot be. This one is not true. There are 2 false statements. So close. 2 false statements. Box with a false statement is empty. true. If that one's false, then there aren't two false statements. The negation of there are two false statements is that there is one false statement. So if this is false, then this has to be true, and this has to be true. That's empty. Box with a false statement is empty. Wow, my brain is just not processing this one correctly. I don't know why. This is true. Currently that one is true. This one is false, and the box has stones. If this one is false, a box with a false statement is empty. If this one is false, a box with a false statement is empty. The negation of that is a box with a false statement is true. No, a box with a false statement. The opposite of a box with a false statement is empty is a box with a false statement has the gems. Box with a false statement has the gems. So that would be true. That would be true. That would be false. No. If that's false, that's false. There are two, and this one's true. It's false, and this one's false. A box with a false statement is empty. These two cannot both be true. Box with a false statement is empty. There are two false statements. This one must be false. No, that's not true. Sorry, my bad. A box with a false statement is empty. These cannot both be true. One of these is false, one of these is true. If this is the true one, then we have false, false. And that one has the gems. If this one is false, then there are two true statements. Box with a false statement is empty. There are two false statements. These ones cannot both be false. And there are two false statements. That one's true and that one's false. This is the one that's throwing me. If that's true, these are both false. These cannot both be false. This one is false. They can't both be true. Wow. No, I don't think so. I'm going to give this another couple minutes, and then I'm just going to pick one and be wrong. There are two false statements. If this is true, this one must be false, and this one must be false. If it's false, then there are two true statements. Then this box is empty, and a box with a false statement is empty. It's the white one. Finally clicked. There it was. Mind you, I have no gems, but it finally clicked. Normally that happens in like 20 or 30 seconds. How long was that? Closer to 10 minutes? It finally clicked. We have no doors remaining. I will head back to the Great Hall on the off chance that you can try to repick doors. I don't think it's going to work, but there's no... Oh, I didn't try to pick the south ones, though, where there are two. That one worked. There could be a key in here. No, no. Upgrade disc. Still a good thing. I can use the upgrade disc. It was about an hour because you pushed out the first time. That's not nice. It's not inaccurate, but it's not nice. All right, and this is not the door, which means this one actually has the door, but the door is blocked. And I can't pick it anyway. So. Okay, but we did get it. We have this has proven to be worthwhile if... Do we have the security room? Did we not have the security room this time? We don't. We have none of the rooms that have a computer. We got the upgrade disc, but we can't use it. Because we don't have a security room. We don't have an office. We don't have the mail... No, it's not mail room. The laboratory. I'm just double checking before I call it a day. In-game, not out-of-game. We're going at least one more day. Well, that's call it a day. Those were two unsatisfying days, I have to say. The red inn, because we got so many red rooms. 5 red rooms, 5 bedrooms. I've already code checked. I think you can only code check one thing. As far as I know. Could be wrong. That wouldn't have been a bad choice, though. Actually. What an upgrade allows you to do is to upgrade a room so that it increases or changes the rewards. So, for instance, the funeral parlor used to just be the parlor. And it always gave 2 gems when you open the box. But I changed it so it gives you the number of gems equal to the number of red rooms in the house, which is why we got 5 that we couldn't keep. But we now have 4 and 10, so it automatically comes back to your frozen assets. So we now have 15 gold and 4 gems. Come on, guys. We're going to Vegas. Hookers and blackjack on me. We'll see if we can get, like, the shrine. The shrine gives you a buff. The last time I did, I dropped 20 gold into it, and it gave me a buff for 4 days. Nope. The shelter. The hovel. The trading post. I actually kind of want to do the shelter. Because I did the shelter once before, but I didn't remember if there was a connection down below into some of the other stuff. That's right, there's the time lock down here. And if I had it, the time lock's safe. Set unlock date. Okay, hold on here. We are currently day 26. Day 20 is November 26th. 26. 30 days has September, April, June, and November. 4 days gets us to the end of November. So this is December 2nd, 12/2. Time lock safe. Set unlock date. Wouldn't let me go down. It must be at least 1 hour in advance. Whoops. It's currently like 8 a.m., I think. Actually, I probably need to set that an hour further ahead. because it says it has to be at least 1 hour in advance, and we're like at 8:05, 8:10, something like that. So 10 a.m. No, a.m. The radiation monitor in microsieverts. 0.11 microsieverts. It's fine. The Ruskies have not attacked yet. And I cannot log into the network because that requires one of the other systems to be online, and none of the other systems are online because we just started the day. So at 10 a.m., this opens up for 4 hours. Yes, completely safe. Did you look that up? I know the microsieverts. Like a banana is measured in microsieverts from the radioactive potassium in it. So at 10 a.m. Right. So we're currently at 8:35, sorry. Pantry, storeroom, or guest bedroom? .6 from initial readings from Chernobyl because that's as high as their GFS meters went. Gotcha. Okay, well, yes, that's probably not a good sign for them. There's a great XKCD comic on radioactivity that shows you the scales involved. Like, a banana, or a flight, or a day outside in Denver. How many various radiative units you get. And if no one has ever seen the miniseries, well, yeah, I have not seen it, but it got stupidly awesome reviews. I would like the mailroom, but that would leave me with only one door, and I'm not keen on that. The kitchen, at least, will take a gem, but it gives me a second door. It was so good? Not so bad, not so good. All right, so now, a couple of things. We can buy more footsteps if we want to. Banana, club sandwich. Add the morning room. I don't think I have ever seen the morning room. So I'm going to order the bacon and eggs. Gave me 10 footprints and added the morning room. Also, for dinner tonight, will be glazed salmon. And if we have the aquarium, apparently we eat some of the aquarium stuff, and we get an extra 10 footsies. Very good depiction of something that was truly awful. Yes. We have the drawing room, the corridor, or the bedroom. The drawing room actually does nothing for us because it simply hooks us up with the door on the entrance hall that we haven't opened. So that's of little use to us. This one is better. We'll gain 2 footsies. More footsies. And the coin purse is here. Every time we gain 3 coins, we get an additional 1 for free. Anything else? Don't think so. Well, we have the morning room. Tomorrow we'll start with 2 gems. And that will also go into the corner. The others would be no better. We're going to go with the morning room. I don't think I've ever had it. Yeah, maybe I have once. So moving into row 2 of the house, did that advance you an hour? Yeah, I'm not sure. I will check. We're heading back there anyway. A couple of gems. The Baron of Mount Holly named professional. The Baron. Oh, names nephew professional heir. Yeah, that's about me being named the heir when my granduncle died. If I can solve the puzzle of the house. It is 9. Right now, 9:05. I don't think it's an hour per, because you can go through so many rooms. I don't know if the minutes involved. Ooh, a key to open that. That's a really dicey one. I'm coming back in here in a second. We'll see if I get another key. Locksmith. I can buy keys. I don't think I've gone to the locksmith. We had that discussion before. This will be my first trip. The first time I have not said no to going into the locksmith. So that's a new room. I can get 1 key. Or a special key. Or a lockpick kit. I'm going to get a special key. Yeah, I'm going to get a special key. Silver, I assume. Okay, yeah, I get it. Nice sound effects. The key to the secret garden. I've never been to the secret garden. I have no idea what's involved in the secret garden. But my 1 regular key, I'm going to take the chance and open this up. Usually there's another key inside. Not this time. A lot of gems, though. That's not great. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's not great, because we're down to 1 door again. I am playing some really crappy days today. Your days have been sucking. Well, it's a combo. The days have not been generous, and I've been sucking. Billiard room. It's our only choice. The other 2 are dead ends. Nothing over there. Nothing behind there. All right. Plus 16. We have 1 plus 3 squared 16. 20 divided by 2 is 10. Divided by 2 is 5. Divided by 5 is 1. 4 plus 2 is 6. Squared is 36. Divided by 6 is 1. Divided by 1 is 1. Can't be right. 2 plus 4 is 6. Squared is 36. Divided by 6 is 6. There we go. Divided by 1 is still 6. Minus 3 is 3 times 2 is 6. 2 regular keys. We're not dead yet. I think I'll go for a walk. You're not fooling anyone, you know. Be stone dead in a minute. I did want to check the clock in here. It is not yet 10, but we're getting close. That was worth 2 steps for me. The hallway. That's a waste. That is better. That's a dead end. We'll go with the spare room. Security. Security is a perfectly good room for that. That'll cost a gem. No food item today left on the counter by God only knows who. Security. Estate inventory. We haven't missed anything in any of the rooms. I think that's all that's telling. The keycard system. We want to change the settings. We want to set the security level to high. No, to low. So there are fewer card keys because we haven't turned off the power to it and we don't have the card key yet. So you want fewer card key locks. We want the offline mode to be set to off to unlock so that if we do kill the power, all of them that show up will still be able to open. Right. Log into network will allow us access. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I apologized to the computer. So now we can access the functions of the other node that we've already opened. There is, the shelter is online. And if you can power off, you can change the number of keycard rooms to high. That is exactly correct, for yes. So the shelter is online, and this just gives us access to all of the shelter functions, which we saw before when we set the time lock. But we can't access the email. Because that's on the office computer. You've got mail. And the data transfer... Oh, that's right, staff services. I can make a special order and order an item to be delivered. I'm going to order the compass. The compass increases the number of north doors you get. Approve the order. Order accepted. Can't access that. The data transfers have never been functional. Right. Okay, so that's fine. I don't know if that can be turned on. Let's go this way. The laboratory, the nook, or the mailroom. The mailroom, because it's a dead end here anyway. We'll get our package. We get a lockpick kit, 2 gems, and 2 keys. I'll take those. It is past 10. We are headed back outside for the first time to see what we get from the time lock. And I'm going to get there, and I will have made a mistake in my calculations, and I will, I'll blame you, all of you, because it can't be the streamer's fault. That's actually in the handbook on how to become a streamer. It's like page 6 or 8. It's open. Not like we've ever seen a colorless gem like that. What is that? 7. My first red envelope. A friend of mine asked me if I had found any of red envelopes. Pardon me. Dear Uncle, the disappearance of my cousin Mary, that's my mom, has long sat unfavorably with me and my father, and I will freely admit to you that the chilly airs of indifference you may have felt in my presence can be attributed entirely to the suspicions that I have harbored for these past years, suspicions entirely aimed at yourself. And while I have never had the opportunity to prove it, I felt very strongly that you had some deeper involvement in those events 6 years ago. See, we occasionally been getting little hints that not all is as cheery as it seems. The circulating rumors of those months did nothing but further reinforce my convictions in this fact. Those of us that are once bitten are twice shy, and I am aware of the cost of my aggressively aloof behavior has had on the social standing of our family. I do not apologize for my actions, though I am now willing to admit that the conclusions I reached may have been flawed. Last week, I had a confidential conversation with one of our mutual acquaintances, a conversation that has shed more light on this mystery than all of my father's countless fruitless inquiries after the years. I now have reason to believe that you were in fact responsible for smuggling my cousin under the cover of night across the red border to the southern seafront. And I believe this may have occurred in September, a full 7 months after she was reported missing. Kinda thought she might have been in the shelter. A date that coincides not with her public disappearance in February, but instead with the notable theft of the ruby crown. If the Blackwater insurgents were in fact responsible for the heist, as some have claimed, I believe that the scenario is entirely plausible. And the fact that 2 of the crown's 8 rubies have now resurfaced, I just picked up one of them, has given me renewed optimism that she is still alive, safe, and finally free. Perhaps my willingness to accept such a sensational story betrays my own desperation. Desperate for answers, desperation for hope, and desperation for a narrative in which you are not the villain. In that distant land we all dream of, the land where the strangling crimson curtains draped across our sky are pulled back, and the windows and shutters of discontent flung wide open in that distant land, I pray one day to find our Marion safe, happy, and absolved. But there's a little thingy I can't pick up in there. The heck? I want to pick it up. Why won't it let me pick it up? I had previously thought there was a distinct possibility that she had been in here for months. Now we would know where she might have gone after that. Okay, well, we got that open. That was something I wanted to get done. Yay, me. Good work, Lens. You're not quite as inept as evidence might lead us to conclude. That is what, 2 of the safes now open? I believe that's 2 of the safes open because, and I'm quoting, if we count small gates, 8 dates crack, 8 safes. So, where were we? Security. We have 1 door left. Just 1 door. We have 4 keys. We have a lot of gems. I would like to have reroll or 2. Those would be nice, but we don't. So, dark room or corridor? Well, the dark room gives us 2 doors. But from then on, just in this room, we can't see the floor plans. We have to randomly guess. Still, it's 2 doors. It didn't go out. It didn't go out. Why didn't it go out? It always goes out. I've never had it not go out before. This is confusion. If you're not familiar with it, this is what a confused face looks like. The key card. Okay. How close is security? Well, you know where security is. It's right back there. It's just back 1 room, you know. And the key card is useless? No, it's not. Now I turn it up to maximum. See, the power is still on to the key cards, right? Yeah, I haven't gotten access to the utility room yet. So the power is still on to the key cards. So now I increase the frequency of key cards because I have the card key. Exactly. Turn it up to high security. Set the security level high. Offline unmode mode doesn't matter anymore because either way I can open it. Pretty cool game, isn't it, Warp? I'm in no hurry. Archives. Archives is good, but in this case it would give us a dead end, and we only get to see 2 of the 3 floor plans. The den or the commissary. I have no gold left. Shame you've mostly ruined it for... No, it's... Yeah, that's actually a good idea. Play it in a year or so, you won't remember. But there's so much stuff going on. But that's actually a better idea. So, yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you on that one. That's probably the better idea. The den, archives, the commissary. Commissary and den give us the same output, or the same rooms, the same doors. Archives gives us another one. I think we're short on doors. So, yeah, we're going to take that. Now, I didn't enter. So I don't know if it immediately takes effect the way the weight room did. But we're going to find out right now. It doesn't take effect until you step in. In this case, the garage, the boudoir, or the furnace. I do not have any rerolls. Gotta be the boudoir. Although the garage does give me 3 keys. But we don't have the power onto the garage, so we can't open it up. I think the boudoir. I got another possible combo, but I tried that one. There's a safe hiding back there, but I didn't get any new combinations that I haven't tried before. Lockpick kit. Doesn't seem to work. We'll use a key. Dining room. Den. Indoor nursery. Whenever you draft another green room, 2 gems will sprout in this room. This one's almost tempting to do because the secret garden I have the key for, and I don't know if the secret garden would spawn because it's a green room. That's not a terrible location for the dining room. Dan will give me another gem. Probably save that for later. We'll go with the dining room, I think. We don't want to go in there yet, because once we go in there, we stop getting to see all 3 choices. Lockpick. Yay, lockpick worked. Okay, 2 gems for the passageway. That takes us, opens up the foundation and 2 other doorways. Lens likes that. Right, that one's open. Oh, look, a keycard door. I'm not afraid of keycards. I have one. Burn. The den. The drawing room. May draw new floor plans while drafting in this room. That's probably a good idea. We'll go with that. Plus, we have another safe that we can try the new combination on. Not that we're assured that it's going to work. In fact, I think it's unlikely that it is actually a combination to any of the safes. But we're going to try it anyway. 1105. 0511. Nope. There's a total of 8 safes, although I think it refers to 2 small gates, or it refers to small gates also counting as safes. And certainly the door into the gateway into the orchard was the first combination that I found and successfully used. Garage. Walk-in closet has 4 items. We have 3 doorways. I think the walk-in closet might be worth it just for the items. So I'm going to go with that. We've got money, we've got a key, we've got a gem, and we have like the vault key, the deposit box. I think that's for the vault. I don't think I've ever been in the vault. It's one of the rarer rooms. The pool adds locker room, sauna, and pump room. I would like to see if I can get... I hate the weight room. I hate it so much. I would like to see if I could get the pump room. So, we're going with the pool. When I was a kid, I used to get an enormous giggle. There was... This is how old I am. There was a small little no-tell hotel by the big shopping center near where I lived. And every time we went to the shopping center, I'd see that at the sign they had outside where it said color TV, because this was a long, long time ago. And color TV in a hotel was kind of a big deal. Color TV, heated poo. I was a kid. Pick the lock. Oh, you bastard. Got a lot of keys. Solarium. You're more likely to draw unusual and rare rooms while drafting. Or the courtyard. Courtyard does nothing for us because we already have a door there. The solarium. The lavatory. Not to be confused with the laboratory. I'm going to go with the solarium. Right, the cloister. I haven't found the cloister in a long time. That does remind me that there is... I have to write down that. There's a black pawn in the solarium. Black pawn solarium. I already had that written down. So now rare rooms will be more common. That is correct. This one. Could you stop? The vault. I haven't been to the vault before. I'm going in. It's a new room. Vault is a rare room, or at least an uncommon one. 40 gold. Plus like an additional 11 because I have the coin purse. Man. I'm going to get a really nice room in Vegas. And I'm not going to go with the cheap hookers this time. Did I say that out loud? Wednesday, December 2nd. We did have the right date, you'll note. And we have a key. The vault key, 304. Or I could just get lots and lots of cheap hookers. Why not both? 304. 1, 2, 3. Wait, what? 309, 303. Why do we have 303, 304. There we are. Use key 304. We have an upgrade disc, another red envelope, and 3 gems, it looks like. Grab the upgrade disc. We definitely want to make sure we use that. The passport to Fen Ares. Fen Ares is one of the countries. We had an entire book on the symbolism here. There's 4 different parts to it. 5? 4 or 5? 5, I think. There is the symbol in the outside around the ring. There's the symbol in the dividers. There's a symbol in the little symbols around the inside, and then there's a symbol at the dead center. This is Jean Ribbon, but it looks strangely like the character I believe is supposed to be my mother, but might be my aunt. Now I'm not sure because of the previous red envelope we got. Diplomatic pass, 455. All right. Passport. Jean Ribbon. She's Ariesian. Date of the birth, 7/9/56. So 0709 would be the date. That could be either way, but we already have the evidence that left to right is all we need. Date of issue is 1/10/84, expiration 1/10/94. Signed, Jean Ribbon. J Ribbon. Did I miss anything there? Doesn't look like it, but I want to make sure. Yeah, no clickies. All right, that's interesting. Okay, well, we're now rich. The vault has a white rook as well. White rook in the vault. I want to make sure I'm not missing any, although I can't believe any of the rest of these open up unless I had the vault key for them. Regardless, worth it. You always want to open up any new rooms if you can. We are down to 1 doorway once again. The archives. But before we go there, I'm going to do the room upgrade. Make sure I'm going the right way. Yes. I wonder if the dark room is going to blow out this time. Appears that the answer is no. I don't know why. But I'm going to insert the upgrade disc. It's going to randomly choose a room, and I can choose, I think, one of 3 possible upgrades. The bunk room currently counts as 2 bedrooms. I can make it when if you have exactly 2 hallways when drafting this room, double your keys. That's interesting. If you have exactly 2 green rooms, double your gems. If you have exactly 2 shops, double your money. Well, most of the time I don't have shops. I don't have a lot of the only one of these that really is going to is likely to be usable is the hallways, because I seldom have 2 green rooms and I almost never have 2 shops. So yes, not the best of upgrades, gotta say. A little bit disappointing. Okay, back into the dark room and now into the archives, after which from now on one of our plans, our floor plans, will be blacked out. Just want to check and see if there's anything else laying around. The lid of the box down there. This is a bunch of biographical information about the family, including some of those notes that we saw reference to in the letter from, I think, our cousin. All right, last door. May need to use rerolls. The drafting studio. Or the weight room. We definitely don't want the weight room. That room. So we're going to burn through 2 gems. The drafting room. Potential new floor plans. The dovecote, the vestibule, and the dormitory. In the drafting studio, you'll be able to choose a brand new floor plan to permanently add to the draft pool. Permanent changes do not reset each day. Finding the passport reminds you of the Bourne identity. Yeah, a little bit. If there were a bunch of them, that would be more like it. Each time you enter the dormitory after drafting a drafting room, gain 10 footsies. The vestibule, whenever you enter vestibule, 3 of the doors in this room unlock and the 4th becomes locked. That's an interesting one. Dovecote, or dovecote. Whenever you draw a dovecote while drafting, you may rotate floor plans. That seems really good. Oh. Those are 2 good ones, I gotta say. I'm gonna go with vestibule, I think. Because it's always going to have 4 doors, and then the one is going to lock behind me. Theoretically, I can then unlock it with a key. I hope. I'm going to go vestibule. Permanently added. Anything else in here? And this shows you. You remember the Great Hall where there were 7 locked doors and the door you walk in on? Always the door opposite you is locked. But this shows what the layout is for the other triple doored walls, so you can figure out to optimize using your keys. So this is available as a piece of information in here. And this is all about drafting various types of rooms and what kind of synergies there are. And what I find interesting is they don't give you this information. You've got to find it in a room somewhere. That's a road and a rod, so this room is the letter A. We are down to 1 door again. But we do have 2 rerolls. The rumpus room. I don't think I've ever gone into the rumpus room, so if we rumpus, it's a dead end. Shit. So much for that being the dead end. Oh, no, it's not. No, we've got 1 more space. I'm going into the rumpus room. I have a gem. We're going to rumpus. This is me rumpusing. Ooh, that's right, the rumpus room. That's Alzara. I guess I have been in the rumpus room before. Is there a bunch of stuff in here? Yeah, 8 coins. Where are the coins? There they are. I have more money than God. It's a game, and there's no God in the game. Although there is, I will note, a chapel that steals my gold every time I walk into the goddamn room. Oh, pardon the blasphemy. All right, Alzara, what do you got for me? He wants a coin. Well, I think I can spare 1.
And, as it was foretold, I am you find yourself face to face with the great Alzara.
Not that great, truth be told.
And I suspect you wish me to look into your future.
Sure, you could do that.
Yes. The fog is clearing.
There's a man with a hat
I see
in
a
the dark
shadow
room.
in the doorway.
The nursery is behind him.
Silent footsteps in the hallways. An unlatched gate you did not open.
I wonder if that opens one of the gates.
A missing item you did not take.
Because those gates have never been openable.
I see a young boy watched from afar.
He's watching me. It always feels like
A
somebody's
young boy
watching
who
me.
once was brave,
I won't sing it to you.
but now afraid.
I think that was the Black King that was in this room. Death.
What
I've
you
seen
have
death
heard here has been foreseen
in the tomb.
by the great Alzara.
The Black King in the rumpus room,
Until
maybe.
the dawn of the following day, I will have nothing more to say.
Black King, rumpus room. No, Black Bishop. Take it back. Not the Black King, Black Bishop. Thanks, Alzara. That was very, something. Not sure what, but it was very something. We still have 2 rerolls. The funeral parlor, the den, the commissary. The commissary is a dead end. These rooms, let's see, the funeral parlor, extra gems, or lose 30. I'd rather not lose 30. Last time was so hard, I feel a little bit hesitant. And it would only give me 3 gems, but we're going for it. If I'm not confident, I'll just go on through the room. I will not spend 10 minutes on the puzzle, or as Vorpine would say, an hour. The black box is false. A false box contains the gems. The black box is true. Okay, one of these is true. One of these is false. A false box contains the gems. If this is true, one of these is true and one of these is false. We have no information on this, right? Because we can't have both of these true. That button doesn't make sense. We can't have both of these false. A false box contains the gems. If this is true, then this is also true. And this is false. So the black box would be true. We'll double check this now. If this is true, a false box contains the gems. Black box is true, and this one must be false. Black box is false. If this is false, that means the black box is true, which is where we started, and a false box contains the gems, which would be this one. Now, if this is false, a false box contains the gem, then this one is true, and this one is false. A false box contains the gem would be false. but that would mean indeterminate, because these would both be false. No. Rewind. If this is false, then a true box contains the gems. Then this is true. And this is false. And this is false. Eek. If this is false and this is false, then the true box contains the gems, which is the blue. Pretty sure it's blue. I'm going to try it again. If it's blue, the black box is false. The black box is true, so this is false. A false box contains the gems. This is true. So this is false. Start again. If the gems are here, this is false. And this is true. And that is true. It's got to be in here. Did I? Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm fine, really. I'm fine. It was never any problem at all. The locker room. The guest bedroom would be an end. The reading nook would not be the end. Locker room would spread out keys throughout the house, giving us options for more keys. I don't know if I've been to the locker room. We're going to the locker room. We have a couple new rooms. Oh, the running shoes. Occasionally save footsies when traveling longer distances across the estate and grounds. This locker is locked. Are they all locked? They're all locked. I don't have enough keys to open all of the lockers in the locker room. I did not think that through. That's so many locks. Oh, okay. Right, the open ones have nothing in them. We have the lockpicks would be... I have the lockpicks. Thank you, Senegal. Interesting, it's not letting me use them on these. Yeah. Lockpicks. It won't let me use them on these. That's interesting. The lockpicks door only? Occasionally we open some locked doors. Evidently, those are not considered doors. I consider that a unfair interpretation of things, but I'm not the king of the world today. Tomorrow is my day to be king of the world. Observatory would be okay. Furnace, dead end. I'm okay with the observatory. We currently have 15 stars. And 15 stars gets us... Everything is 50% off today. So if I can get one of the shops, I'll be able to buy the place out. There we are. The sale. Everything is 50% off today. See flyer for details. Is there a flyer that I'm not aware of? No, don't think so. Sale. The sale. Everything up to 50% off. Offer valid at Commissary, Kitchen, Locksmith, and Bookshop. Lockpick? No, I guess we'll use a regular key. Even the stars have terms and conditions. Well, yeah. Welcome to 2025. The secret passage leads to a room of the color of my choice. And the locked doors. The secret passage is nothing. The Great Hall... How far back is the drafting studio? We can figure out which door in the Great Hall are the real doors. Plus, we can try the lockpicks. But the reading nook is fine. Always draw a library while drafting in this room. I'm fine with that. That's fine. Get a key. We have the library, which leads back to the right, which is fine. Discover less common floor plans. Okay. This is the book we ordered last time we were here, The Fixed Stars. Is that book contains a complete, depending on the number of stars can be given. This is the exact same thing that's in the other room. Well, at 20, we get green rooms are more likely to contain special flowers. Bookshop. Books for sale. Books for sale? Got so much money. The alternative's the music room. The terrace. I don't think I've ever gotten the bookshop. It'll end my run, but I'll be able to spend gold. I'm gonna push. I'm gonna keep pushing. I don't know if I've been in the music room before. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, there was music. I found like 8. Not 8 of them, the page 8. Thing is, I didn't see anything. The key is seeking a major tongue, but half the sheets are missing from. The 4 you hold, the rest far flung. A half note held is quite the pun. Among the scattered symphony, a message hidden neath the keys. In bold words sung by you and me, a fractured note, an urgent plea. In bold words sung, I do repeat. I'll check the words in a minute. The ones of you who oft assume that you alone can solve this tune are likely going to get your due and all the rage that will ensue while working on this simple clue. White pages lined with melodies to hide the words we've come to seek, and from our choice among all these, we write down one that seems to be the loudest type with ink that bleeds. All right, well, first words on the. Let me find the thing about the music. What do I have to think about the music? Music. 8. I found pages 8 and 5. Okay. But 1 through 4 is first words on the. Right? First words on. Now I'm going to write down the first words on each page, which are find a the. That doesn't work. Find the. No, okay, that. No, okay. I thought maybe it was sort of a recursive puzzle. First words on the. So find among the. Ah, that was it. Find among on. That doesn't make sense. Find among the white. Find among the white. Find among the white. All right. Oh, and a key. I hadn't even seen the key there. Appropriate. The music room has to have keys, doesn't it? Is that a silver key? The prism key. If you unlock a door with a prism key and a green one, you will draw floor plans of that same color. Wow, I've got all this good stuff. And I'm down to one door. The laboratory, I'd rather not. Oh, I'm going to redraw, because otherwise we use our last gem. The lavatory of the chapel. Chapel's going to eat gold. Oh my, I only have 67. Whatever will I do? Did we get the dining room? Yes, we did. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to get back to the dining room, which then means 10 more to get back here. That's not necessarily a win. So we're going to keep going here in this direction. And then if we need to go back out, we'll be able to grab the dining room to have some stuff. Does that work? It does. Holy shit, I had no idea. The secret garden. I hadn't even thought about that. Dinner is served. All right, well, now we can, if necessary, that's worth 2. No, we would still burn through 20 to go back and forth. We got the secret room, or the secret garden for the first time. That looks like a secret door right there. That's a secret door. It's got to... Mom, it's cheating again. The secret garden is cheating again. That is the emblem on the northern door of the antechamber, which is the door we need to get open to get to the 65th room and win the house. Well, I have no idea what that's doing. What? East. South. West. North. I have no idea what the bleep that does. It spreads fruit throughout the house. That's good. Means when I retreat, I might find food. Which direction do I want it to point? Let's say west. Actually, I'm looking east. First of all, I want to actually get it to east first. No, wait. Where's it now pointing? Okay, I am facing south, and it is facing east. Wanted to point it at this and see if that did anything. Now I want to point it south and see if... That's north. Which is this way, right? Yeah. That's west. No, east, sorry. East. Why am I so confused? Because you're easily confused, Lens. Yeah, that would be it. So this one is south. Wait. This is entirely confusing. There's 2 of them! Oh, what? I'm entirely confused now. Okay, there are doors that way. And that's where we came in. And there's a door that way. So I'm facing north right now, right? Which means if I'm facing north, that's east. Pretty logical. But that says it's pointing west, but it's pointing at that, which tells me that this thing is busted ass wrong. Because I'm facing north and it says I'm facing south. So how about if we turn the other one? It doesn't change. Oh, holy. That's the last of the doorways. We have opened all of the doorways now into the antechamber. All 4 of them have been opened at various times. I hope we don't have to get all 4 open at the same time. That would suck. Lockpick? No. Regular key. Yeah. Office. Wine cellar or pantry. Pantry is just fine with me. A little bit of food. Another 2 for an apple. Because this will keep the doctor away. Door is locked. I have, what, a silver key left? I have the prism key. I don't remember what the hell that does. It gives me more rooms of the same type, I think, right? Where is it? Yeah, if you unlock it, you'll draw more floor plans the same. We've got 3 regular keys. We got to re-roll because the other thing is the gymnasium, which we hate, but we would like to see if we can get to the antechamber, even if we can't get it open. I'm not sure that actually we need that. But the laundry room doesn't, so either it's a dead end or the gymnasium. We don't want the gymnasium under any circumstances. Launder currency, though. We could drop off a lot of money and still have access here. So I'm going to go into the laundry room. And we're going to launder our currency. Wait, that just allows you to change your currency into other things. Jim only loses 2 footsies. Oh, you're right. I was thinking it was the weight room. Thank you. You're right. That's better. We're running out of regular keys. The vestibule, we don't have the keys. The aquarium, we do. Was dinner fish tonight? It might have been. We got to redraw or we use our last gem. Oh, the vestibule. Oh, we don't have the gems. I hadn't been in the vestibule. Damn it! We're running short. So, 10 footsies. This gives us more footsies to play around with. I have opened that. Alright, so we lose 2 footsies back here. Yeah. We know. Shut up. That one's locked. Back into the chapel. And this door is still available for us. We are running low on stuff. I don't think we have any other available doors. Yeah. Conference room will be fine. That'll get us across. One key, the special key. We use the regular key. Courtyard is not a dead end. Weight room is lose half our footsies. I may have mentioned we don't like that. The courtyard is 1 exit. The hallway is 1 exit. Courtyard is a gem. The hallway isn't. Uh-huh. Well, we're about to run out of keys. The prison key. The Great Hall. Another corridor. Or the aquarium. Aquarium has one exit. And take a gem. We have a reroll. I'm going to go with the corridor. Got a lot of rooms today. The earlier days, logical game days, today were not great, but this has been better. The pump, holy crap, the pump room. It's a dead end, but I've wanted to try and futz around with the pump room. The aquarium's not a dead end. How many footsies do I have? Getting back would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. No, it wouldn't give me enough. Yes, it would, because I only have to get to the foundation. So, if I can get to the pump room and I can get the pumps turned on to lower the water in the reservoir, maybe we're not done. I've only been in the pump room once, so... There's the reservoir. You'll note it's full. I'm going to futz around with the pumps a little, and we're going to see if we can get it down, like, all the way. How about up? That doesn't do it. Does this require the power to be on? Oh, that would be a bummer. I think it probably does. This probably requires the power be on from the power, from the boiler room. Did I have the boiler room today? No. No, I did not have the boiler room today. Yeah, those flues, those channels, whatever you want to call them, those are consistent with the boiler room. And so I would have to have the boiler room working to make this room work. And then I think what I do is you should do this and that. Oh, we've got water flowing. It's possible I was wrong. The reservoir has gone down a little. That's not it. Okay, that one was that. This may take me a while to work with, so we're not done here yet, guys. So that lowered that. We've got 6 rooms. Can we raise the pool? Go like that. And that doesn't do anything. That doesn't do anything. There's 5 pipes going into the wall. And another thingy over there. The fountain, the reservoir, the aquarium, the kitchen, and the greenhouse. Wait, the pool went... No. The pool went up. I think. Alright, that's draining into the greenhouse. Good. Let me go back to the reservoir. Reservoir's going down. Reservoir's going down. Cool. Okay, didn't do it. Kitchen. Like to fill up the pool. Let's see. 2 go in there, 1 goes in there, 1 goes in there. Right? That's 4. The other one goes in over there. Trying to make sure I can see it correctly. Okay. So we've got a total of 6 pipes. 2 go in there. 1 goes in there. 1 goes in there. Ah, 2 go in here. 2 go in there. And 1 goes in there. What the hell? How much further can I fill up the pool? We're currently on pool. We have 19 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ugh. Wait, what? No. We're the pump room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh boy. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 to get to the foundation. That leaves us with 3. But we do go through the dining room, so that gets us 20 more. But probably only enough room for 1 trip. Looks like there's 2 more empty things that we could drop to lower the reservoir level a little bit further. So that's what I'm trying to do. So what we want to do... Yeah, there may be some fruit, although that may only apply to new rooms that you open. I think it only applies to new rooms that you open. Trying to see. This one should allow stuff to transfer between the 2 tanks. That doesn't seem to work. As I tried all like 9 variations there. So we go back to this. this. There was a book on this that I actually read that made it seem like it was logical. When I'm here, not so much. All right, got just one more set of these, and we'll know if there's anything further that we can do with the pool. Going to turn off reservoir selection to focus the pumps on the tanks. Currently I have the pool. I'm trying to get the water to flow into the pool to remove, so that to open up space on the left-hand tank to empty more water out of the reservoir. But I'm approaching the point at which I'm just going to say, that's probably the best I can do right now. Sorry, that was... Doesn't look like there's anything I can do right now that affects the pool. The only other space we've got is the kitchen. You know, it's been a long day. I'm going to call it here. Well, not right this instant. I'm going to say this is as much as I can get done. I'm going to head all the way back. So we're going to head straight east until we get to the chapel and they steal some of my money. We're going to go the only way we can. Suppose there's any keys now. Okay. All right. So far, this has been pretty straightforward. Back in the funeral parlor. Across. I'm going to turn right in the archives. And dinner. And I even think we actually got the... Did we have the aquarium? I don't remember now. If we got the aquarium, it's 30. I don't think we did. Cool. A shoe icon appeared when you're entering the funeral parlor, and I didn't lose any steps. That's if you have... Yeah, that's the shoes that I'm wearing. The running shoe. And into the passageway. And it was 20 foods. We're going to head down and see what we can see. And see if the reservoir is actually lower. Maybe not all the way lower, but if it's at least some lower, as it should be, maybe we've got access to something new. Come on, baby. Daddy needs a new pair of running shoes. It's lower. But not lower enough, I expect. It's lower, but not lower enough. There's a boat over there. I'm going to poke around outside a little bit before we call it. We've been in here. All we can do here is rotate this, which changes the places we can get to. We can get to, I think, there, which allows us to raise and lower this, which does us no good. And we can get over there, I think, where there is a map. But it's a map that I've already written down. I'm going to see if we've got anything on the outside, because there should be an exit somewhere outside that I haven't found yet. And it should be in the south of the house. So let's see, we just head straight south and then west. Yeah, straight south and then west. I'm going to poke around a bit outside. See if maybe I missed something. Hey, another footsie. So, we've been down here before. I'm going to try down here before again. Maybe something has opened up down here. Doesn't sound like it's about to crash. Oh, by the way, you can see that there are galleries over there in the cliff face. That's some notes. I'm scooting along the side, and this is the chessboard. We haven't found all the pieces yet, so we don't know where they go. Also, they seemingly are associated with rooms, not locations, and so you have to have all the right rooms to be able to place them. The reward apparently is underwhelming from a friend of mine who did it, so I'm not overly concerned with that. One of the things I do like is most puzzles are not blockers. I don't know if there are any puzzles that are blockers. We have not gotten this open yet. How it opens? Don't know. Which means that there's no puzzle. If you can't solve it, you're done, as far as I know. This is the book that has the emblem, talks to you about the sigils, the core, the dividing lines, the modes, the border. We know what all of these stand for, even though the page has been torn. The rays. We only know one of the rays things, and then these are the symbols for the outside, and these are the symbols that can appear as modes. That's the borders. That's martial, that's fog, and those are banners. Let me in. All right, take me up. By the way, the icon right there in the dead center, that is the icon that is associated with one of the nations that we have in the narrative, called Orianda, I think. Yeah, I think Orianda. All right, so we can't get in here, despite our best efforts. Yeah, it does look like a keyhole, but that is actually an icon of one of the nations. Again, we have another one of these doorway, possibly, things. Is it there for a reason? Is it there for no reason? We don't know. I did want to check and see if these gates had opened. Because there was a mention of them opening the fortune-telling dummy. He's not going to like it that I called him a dummy. Mentioned the gates opening. I just wanted to check everything while we've got footsteps before I call it an evening, which I'm probably going to be doing really soon. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. I really do appreciate it, as always. Tomorrow I'll be back early, and I will not be playing any more of this in stream, at least not for a while. Tomorrow, Last Epoch has its new season. I'll be playing that probably, I'm guessing, between 10 and noon Pacific. Let's... don't know what that does. Probably between 10 and noon for Last Epoch. And then the day after that, probably multiple sessions. Definitely one of Defiance, because Defiance is a game I enjoyed long ago, and it's been dead for 4 years, but it's being brought back to life on Friday. So on Friday, I'll be playing Defiance and probably also Last Epoch. Probably a 2-stream day. But I think we're going to call it a day. I'm going to get our little feedback for the day, and I'm going to finish up. A baronial manor, because we got like 39. Yeah, 39. Rank 9. 8 items. 5 new rooms. That's pretty impressive, the 5. The rest of it, not so much. That was a long day. I am going to save and quit. Again, thanks for hanging out, guys. I'll be back tomorrow with more of my particular brand of wit and humor. Sorry, it's the best I can manage. And I'll be back playing Last Epoch. New season. It's an ARPG, if you're not familiar with, so it plays like a Diablo game. I'm back tomorrow. Hopefully you will see me soon. I hope the rest of your day, evening, morning goes great. Take care, and ciao for now. Bye, guys. Thanks again for watching.